guys, welcome to the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix or the San Marino Grand Prix or the Imola Grand Prix, whatever name you want to call it. But this is actually the race before the Portuguese Grand Prix from last week. But unfortunately, I wasn't available this week. So here's the highlights from the Imola GP from 2 weeks ago. So that was race 4. The Portuguese Grand Prix was race 5. So so this week, like I mentioned, we're Imola. Unfortunately, I do not have the clip from my first lap at qualifying, so the video will start from when I'm going out for my second lap. But so a lot of background from the first lap. As you can see here, I'm going out to do my second lap. First lap, I put in a 1:16.2, but after I finished my lap, I was trying to get out of the way, but then another driver ran into the back of me, and I ended up getting a 5-place grid penalty. So that would affect me going into the start of the race, but so I will have to try and qualify as high as possible so we get a good starting position. So based on my first lap, I'm currently P2, so we're gonna go out, try and see if we can get provisional pole position. So straight out, we are doing okay so far. Going green through the first few corners. Okay, so not too far off our first time, trying to basically nail this first sector. Get a green first sector up by only 0.02 of a second, so not that much of a gap. Looks like we're doing so well in sector 2. Can we keep this up? This is a 10th lap. This part is usually tricky where you can lose or gain a lot of time. As you can see there, I did lose some time, but try and gain this back. Purple in sector 2, even though we did lose some time. This corner is always the toughest. We definitely lost some time there, so I don't think this would be a good lap. Looking at the time, I don't think we'll probably finish this lap all the way through, so we're probably just gonna pit, go put on new tires, and then try to go again, because if we finish the lap, we would then have to go through a cool down lap, and then we basically have to not have a lot of time. Everyone goes out in the last few minutes, so I figured if we're already down 2-3 tenths already on sector 3, it's probably not going to be a good lap. So we're gonna go ahead and pit, get new sets of softs, and then we'll head back out again for our final lap. Hopefully we can get P1, but fingers crossed.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:16.2.
Okay, so we got about 3 minutes left in qualifying, so we're gonna head out for our final lap. Hopefully we can really nail this sector, this lap basically, and then hopefully qualify P1 with a 5 grid penalty. We'll drop to 5th, 6th, so 5th place, so we'll drop to 6th. So fingers crossed. My teammate is now in P3, so we're looking good so far for a first and second row lockout, but few minutes, people always put in faster times as the track gets warmer. So I'm gonna go out. Just gonna try and warm up our tires, try and keep them in a good temperature so we can really get this lap nailed down. All right, final corner. Let's go ahead and get in our final lap. Okay, so not a good start on the exit, but we'll keep it going. A little off. Okay, we're up. We're up. That's good. We love having some green time. Good, good. Perfect. Okay. Oh, here we go. Purple first sector. Up by 600ths. Okay. In the first sector, currently we're up 2/10. Okay. We lost some time there, but we're going to try and keep it up through here. One of the toughest sections. Oof, we lost a lot of time there. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're down in the reds. Oh, can we save ourselves here? No. Even though we have a green sector, we're still down by 10th already. Can we gain some time in these last few corners? A little bit sloppy here. No, trying to stay within the white lines. Down, and best we can do is a 16.3. So we do remain in second place. With the grid penalty, we're gonna drop to 7th place. So not looking good. Hopefully no one pips us in the last few minutes of qualifying. We got a minute left, so I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward to the end and basically see where everyone else finished. Okay, so we did end up in P3. Looks like Connor and both BK put in faster times. Teammate is up in 4th, so that is good. So we're gonna drop even lower. Looks like only one person is starting on the mediums. Top 11, everyone but one is on soft. So looks like it's gonna be probably a 2-stop strategy for the race. Start on the softs, try and last long to like lap 10 or 11, and then bar any accidents, we'll switch to the mediums, try and go all the way. So yeah, let's see how this race goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up a strategy. Looks like it's recommending softs to hards. For some reason, I can't switch to mediums. So we'll probably just go ahead and start, and then we'll switch to the mediums during the race. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be a 2-stop race. So let's go ahead and get our formation lap on, and then we'll get a start to the race. Just skip ahead to the race start. So we are starting P7. Let's see if we can make up some positions up in these first few corners. All right, red lights and lights out, and away we go. Good start. Okay, great start. Can we make up some position? We go on the inside. Okay. up into fifth place. Okay, made up 2 positions so far. All right. Looks like there's some scuffle going on here. Oh, we're gonna go up on the inside of my teammate and the McLaren. Oh my goodness. Up into P3. What a great start right there. Starting from P7 already up into P3 by the first 2 corners. Go a little bit too wide there, but we're gonna stay ahead with these top 3 guys. As we saw from qualify, these guys were on a different level, so we're just gonna have to try and stick with them on the DRS once that's enabled. But great start right there. Teammate is up in P5, dropped a couple positions, but still good. Hopefully we can stay up with its top guys. Okay. That was a great start, by the way. I'm glad I made up all those positions because we definitely had the pace in qualifying. So I was hoping that we could get a good start, try and challenge for podium place. But looking how things going, looks like we're building up a gap so far. Red Mask is starting on mediums. That's a great start for him so far, starting with the mediums. But obviously we have the traction in this first few laps, so we're definitely going to try and make use of that and try and build up some gap. So Connor starts with the fastest lap. Obviously that's gonna get faster as time goes. It's good. Alrighty. Looks like top 2 guys are already pulling some distance up on us. We're already a second behind BK, who is up in P2 in the Haas. So we're gonna have to try and pull up and catch up to them, but it looks like they do have a battle going on, so that is definitely going to slow them down. We definitely have a purple sector in the first lap. Like I mentioned, they're having a battle, so they're definitely not running their fastest time, so we're going to take advantage for that and run some pretty fast times. Okay, so BK up into P1 ahead of Connor in the Ferrari, so that's definitely helping us so we can catch up. Oh, Connor had a bad exit there, so we're definitely going to pull up next to him. This is definitely going to be helpful as DRS will get enabled after this lap, so went a little bit too deep in there, but no warning, so we're good. Put up a second from Red Mask, so he will not have DRS against us, so that is perfect timing. Great, we got a green sector for sector 2. Okay, can we put in the fastest lap? Let's see what we do here. Gonna use a little bit of our ERS to try and get a fastest lap. We do get a fastest lap at 1:19.5, so great lap. About 2 tenths faster than BK. Obviously, he was battling with Connor, so lost some time there, but that is not our problem for today. Looks like people already picking up penalties. 10-man, my teammate, picked up a 3-second penalty. Red Mask already a 3-second penalty, so Imola is very strict with penalties, so you really got to try and stay within the white line. So that will be our goal for this race, is try and pick up less penalties as possible, and then we should get a good result. But hanging in there so far, we're trying to build a gap from the guys in P3 and P4 and P5. Definitely catching up to Connor. If we can stay within a second before the straight, we'll definitely get DRS. Looks like we will. Okay. 2 faster sectors. Okay. We're going to use up a little bit of ARS, try and catch up so we are within the DRS detection zone. We do get DRS. Perfect. So hopefully this should be an easy pass as we head down the straight. Turn up a little bit of ERS again, get us a little bit closer. Hit that DRS now. Can we catch up to? We're catching up. Here we go. And we make the pass on Connor. Up into P2. Great start to the race so far. Up into P2. We have BK ahead of us. Up within a second. Can we stay within a second between BK before we get to the next straightaway? He's pretty fast. It's going to be tough, but yep, looks like he's already building up a gap. We do put in a faster sector since we got DRS and the slipstream on the straight, so great to help us get another fastest lap. But BK already pulling up a gap. Now go a little bit wide there, but we're just trying to stay close to BK so we can get the DRS, but I don't think it's going to be very likely, so we might have to try and hold on to this P2 and not try and get too many penalties, and should focus more on building up a gap to Connor, who is up in P3 right now. Looks like my teammate did drop a little bit further. I think he did have a collision or something with someone, so that's probably why he dropped back. Unfortunately, I do not have my party audio on. We do get the fastest lap. There we go. Unfortunately, I do not have my party audio on, so you could not hear my chat with Tin Man, but I'll try and have that on in other videos. So we currently have a 1.5 second gap to Connor, so that is a pretty safe gap. Our goal right now is just to basically build up the gap over the time, not pick up penalties, and then we can hopefully aim for a podium place. Yeah, so since the season started, first race was Bahrain, second race was Baku, I think. No, second race was, yeah. But anyways, we haven't had good results so far. Bahrain, I was running up in P5, then I got a drive-through penalty with 3 laps to go, so ended up in P10. I DNF'd in Baku, obviously, street circuit. There's so much going on, so everyone else, there was literally only 7 people finished the race, so that was definitely a fiasco going on in that race. So did not finish that, and then yeah, so we got Imola today. So far we're not looking too good on our tires. So we just gotta try and manage our wear, try and take these up to about 10 laps, and then we'll switch to the mediums, try and do about 20-22 laps on the mediums. So that would be the goal for today, because the hard tires would not be a fast strategy here, especially with these fast guys. So this race will be mainly about tire management, so we're just gonna try and manage those as we go. Lost it a little bit there, but up into our criminal alley, trying to take it safe. So this race, my goal was just try and play safe, try and get that good result, because every race I'm always in a good position. Something bad happens and then I lose out. So today is playing it safe, not taking any penalties, and then we do have a fast race car tied up for this weekend, so we should be able to, because as you can see here, we've already built a 2-second gap up to Connor, and Imola is a pretty fast track, so you can build up a gap pretty fast. So that will be our goal for today. So currently lap 7, BK up in first, got a 2.1 second gap on us. Connor in third place. Red Mask in fourth. Texas Okie, and P5. Red Mask and Texas do have penalties, so that would play a role towards the end. We go a little bit wide there, pick up our second warning. This early in the race is not good, and next one would be a penalty, so we really need to try and play it safe as much as possible. But I think I lost a little bit of focus during the lap, but we're gonna try and keep it safe. And then also, I think with BK up in front, he's our next target, so we're gonna try and play around with his strategy. If he pits before us or after us, we'll probably try and stick with the same strategy as him. So I will just follow his lead, but I think we will be probably pitting around the same lap. So it looks like Red Mask did pit already under just 8 laps. He's probably gonna put on hards or mediums. We'll see what he does, but we're gonna go ahead and switch to mediums. Make sure on that. Pit stop. I'm gonna try and build up some gap, make sure we have a good gap when we come out. Currently, we're already 15 seconds up for my teammate in P5, so we got the other Ferrari in P4, Motown, who also has a 3-second penalty. So we're doing pretty well. It looks like everyone behind us except Connor has a penalty, and we are building a gap.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
So yeah, currently the standings show McLaren, I believe, is in first, or Haas, I might be wrong. But we are currently battling Ferrari for P3 in the constructor standings. Eddie San is out of the session. Okay, we have a first retirement of the session. Is that gonna bring out a safety car? Doesn't look like it. So our pit window here, as you can see, lap 11 through lap 13. Clay Frank puts in the fastest lap, so he probably already pitted for some mediums. So definitely going faster as we head into lap 10. So we are nearing our pit window. And we've definitely built up a gap. So we should come out from the pits in 5th place. That would be right behind our teammate Tin Man. So that should be good on team strategy. He'll probably just let me by, since he would pit after me. But gonna keep going.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap.
Alrighty, so we will be heading into the pits after this lap. We will see if BK does have the same strategy or is he gonna pit after me, depending on his tire wear. But I don't think these softs can last any longer. He does have a fast pace, so he could probably push those tires a lap or two more. But the goal would be to finish the race quicker. You would probably want to pit around this lap. But then if you can push the softs longer, then you have fresher mediums toward the end. Red Mask is out in the McLaren, who was running in P3 or who was running in P4 behind us before he pit, but looks like he's out of the session. Sean Boy, the second Haas driver, is in P5. Our tires are definitely not looking good, so we definitely do need to pit. Built up enough gap, so we should come out, like I mentioned, behind Tin Man if the pit stop goes to plan, so we wouldn't have to battle with Sean Boy. But let's see how this goes. What is BK gonna do? BK does dive into the pit, so we are on the same strategy. Okay. Oh my goodness, I did not brake in time. That was not a good decision. I messed up on there. I thought I had braked enough, and I messed up on the exit, released the clutch too early, so not a good stuff for trying to, not get penalties and get a penalty in the pit, but it is what it is. At least we do have a fast pace, so we're just gonna try and make up that gap. But let's see if we do come out ahead of Sean Boy or behind him, as we have lost some time
We'll be
in the
doing one
pits.
more stop
Where is he
today.
at? He's right
One
behind
stop
us. He's
left in our
coming up. Are we gonna
strategy.
pull up next to him? He closes up, and can we know? Oh, we're close. We're close. We're close. We might have to back out of this one. Yeah, we're gonna have to back out. We have to play this race safe. We're doing very well in P2. He hasn't pitted yet, so we're going to surrender the position and just catch up on the next lap. As we do here, he gets a very bad exit, and we're going to go up on the inside. He lets us pass. Great, and we go back into P3. 10 men up in P1 as
Right
he's
maneuver.
still yet
You
to
made it
pit.
look easy.
But yeah, we definitely lost some time there in the pits. BK already up 6 seconds ahead of us, and we got to drive through a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. So rookie mistake there, but we just got to work hard and build up the gap. So at least we have a 5-second gap to the car behind. But with the pace we're running on the softs, I think we definitely can do that, as we were already about 4 or 5 seconds ahead of Connor, or ahead of P4. So teammate in the pits, so teammate that's going in the pits. Let's see where he's going to come out. Probably P5 or P6. So it looks like everyone does have a penalty, and as he drives down there. Order Texas is still yet to pit, still running on the salt. So top 5, everyone has pitted. Connor back up in P4. So with Texas yet to pit, Connor would move back into P3. Tin Man back in P5, coming out of the pits at the moment. So Motown is up in P5. Looks like he's made a move on Tin Man, but he's running on the hard, so Tin Man should get the jump on him since he has fresher tires and faster tires. But yeah, not the best result for the team, but of course we did start P3 for Tin Man, and after the penalty, and I moved up into third in the race, so we could have definitely gotten P3, P4, but definitely didn't have luck in his race. So we're gonna try and at least get a podium with me today. My first podium as well in contest of speed, and fingers crossed that ends that way.
We're leading our teammate by 22.0 seconds.
So yeah, from now it's basically just cruising, trying to not make mistakes, hopefully not pick up any more penalties, and then just try and build a gap. We do have about a 6-second gap to Connor, so that covers our 5-second penalty. So that is looking good so far. We should be fine with that. He's on mediums. Let's see if he will be able to pick up any extra pace, but I don't think so. It looks like someone went out, but we did get a green flag right away, so still hanging in there. Oh, gotta take it slow. We don't want any extra penalties. Texas is behind us in 2 seconds, but obviously he's on old salt, so those definitely would not have any pace in them at the moment.
Yellow flag.
So we have nothing to worry about. So now we are starting to catch up to the back markers. We have built up a decent amount of gap to the field. Like I mentioned, Imola is a pretty fast track, so you can really gain up a lot of time. So hopefully these guys don't hold us back. I think we do have Ghost on, so back markers will not be able to affect us in the race, but hopefully they can give us some DRS if they're on the straights to catch up to BK, but we'll see. Looks like Great Ape does have his room to pass. So yeah, still not much going on in the race, just taking it safe throughout. BK built up a 7 second gap. We built up a 7 second gap. To Texas, about the same to Connor, so
approaching the pit window, you'll be on the softs.
we're definitely safe. Texas is still yet to pit, going hard. And Connor does make the move on Texas. So we've got a 7.7 second gap to Connor. Definitely safe with a 5 second penalty. So we're just gonna try and keep making up the gap. And then yeah, gonna be a pretty safe race. Tillman back up in P5. I think Texas still hasn't pitted, I believe. He started on soft, so do you start on mediums? I think he started on soft, so if he pits, then Tillman should move up it to P4, which will be a second and fourth for Red Bull. This would be the first race we both finished in or finishing the points. Bahrain finished 10th, Baku I DNF'd, Imola, obviously we're running P2. So Monza as well, I did forget Monza. Monza I finished P5. And my teammate finished 4th. So we did get a 4th and 5th in Monza. No, my teammate finished 12th, my bad. So he did DNF. So we haven't had both teams finish in the points, except Bahrain, where he finished 5th, I finished 10th. Baku was a second race. I finished 5th, he DNF'd. Monza, yeah, I'm mixing it up, but you basically get the point. So this would be the first race we've both finished with decent amount of points. Looks like the gap to BK is slightly coming down. We're at 7 seconds, we're down a little bit to the 6 second gap, so maybe he's also taking it safe. There's nothing really to fight for at this point. Looks like Texas did pit, so Tillman up in P4. Sean Boy on the softs. Looked like he went on reverse strategy, so he's up on the softs up to the end. So how's the tires doing? So it looks like on a strategy Jeff wants us to do a 2-stop strategy, but we're definitely not pitting for another set of tires. We're going to go all the way on these mediums, as it definitely does not make sense to pit again. If we do make up the gap, but we will drop down to P3, and I don't see a reason why to. So we'll just stick along in P2, try and carry these mediums up on the way. We have about 10 laps to go, so I think they should be fine. We are coming up on another back marker, so hopefully he doesn't cause any issues as well. What do we have here? Can't read the name, but let's see if they can give us. We do get the DRS. So yeah, we do get the DRS. Let's see if we can make up any gap on BK with this. I mean, we don't use our ERS, so we might as well just use up a little bit for this lap, try and make up some gap on BK in case he does pick up a penalty. So he and Connor are the only ones who do not have penalties. So not looking good for me in terms of P1, but not looking good as well for Connor, as I am faster, so I am building up the gap. Texas puts in the fastest lap. He just pitted for mediums not too long ago, so he is definitely got a faster car right now. We probably nowhere close to that, but let's see what we can do. We are up because we did have DRS again up on sector 2, 200s up on sector 2. How can we do for sector 3? Won't be the fastest lap, but it will be a personal best. Might as well just put in a quick lap. We do make up some time. The gap is down to 4 seconds, okay? So we are about a tenth up on our fastest lap so far. We did gain some time on BK, but obviously we can't keep running like this. So we just play it safe and not get any more penalties. We built up a 10-second gap to Connor. Oh, so it looks like I forgot to mention we did pick up a 3-second penalty. You've probably noticed that we have an 8-second penalty now. So we did pick up a 3-second penalty. Going up a little bit wide in our criminal rally. But like I mentioned, we do have a safe gap to Connor, so there's no issues right now. We still should be safe for P2. So a little update on the race as we are approaching our penultimate lap. Lap 31 out of 32, BK has picked up a penalty, but again, we have 8 seconds, so we're definitely far away. Our tire situation currently not looking very good. 62% wear on the front right, so not looking very good. I think I heard that Connor his tire wear is pretty bad. I believe he's around the 70%, so he's definitely taking it safe, just trying to basically manage a car all the way to the end, finish up in P3. So we're pretty safe here. We don't have anything to worry about. We should be good for P2. I don't think there's a reason for us to push anymore. BK is definitely faster. Last few laps, nothing really to fight for, so we're just gonna hang up all the way, bring this home for the team, secure that first podium in the contest of speed league, and then so a teammate up in P4 held up in the Texas, came back in P5, kind of P3, so it should be a good result for Red Bull. We should be able to build up a decent gap on the Ferrari guys.
This is your final lap.
As Motown is not, it's probably I think P6 or P7, but final lap. We're gonna go ahead and bring it home. Look like we are approaching the back marker, but he lets us pass. That shouldn't be an issue. Thank you. As you can see, their tires still not looking good, but it was definitely worth just the one stop instead of doing a 2-stop. So built up a 17-second gap to Connor, 22-second gap to 10 man. If we did have about a 20-second gap to Connor, we probably would have, pitted for some softs and then tried to, get fastest lap, but it's not really worth it. We didn't have the gap as well, so take it slow through here and just bring it home. And BK does take the P1 win, the race win. We come home in second place. Great result. After some bad luck in the first few races, but we've definitely made it home. Got our first podium. Let's look at the results here. 10 man in P4 teammate, Texas in P5. Motor up in P6 for the Ferrari, so good result for Red Bull today. Shambo in the Haas. Clay Funk and the Mercedes, I believe. So it looks like we did have 3 DNFs, so great result overall, but definitely a great weekend. So next week which would be May 2nd or 3rd, would be the Austrian Grand Prix. Like I said, we missed Silverstone this week. This is Imola before Portuguese Grand Prix, which was last week. So it's all mixed up, but you get a point. So next race would be live on the channel. We will be at the Red Bull Ring. Hopefully, we can get a good result for the team. I'll be back strong, try and get some points for the team. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Appreciate you watching the channel, subscribe, and yeah, like the video. Appreciate you guys, and thank you.